All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Yes, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and oh boy, how am I even gonna start with this one? I'm doing a review of Karate Robo. Um, it's a basically, this motorcycle here, and I know you see a robot in front of you, but it's actually a robot. Of course he is. He's part motorcycle, part karate expert, all robot. Or in some circles, he's part motorcycle, part cop, all robot. You basically have here one of your more interesting movies here. That, like as you can tell, it's very hard for me to say what I thought about it. Um, when it comes to, and I'm not going to pronounce its name, I'm just going to call it Karate Robo because I do not want to butcher the Japanese language in my attempts to pronounce this word. That's not what I'm good at. I watched the movie, 2 hours, which actually is more cut into two parts, literally. This wasn't really like watching a movie. It was like watching two episodes of a television show. It's like watching two different versions of the television show. Like, this is version A made in the 80s, and this is the reboot made in the 90s. Literally, okay? I'll give you one small spoiler here. The first thing takes place, modern day. You got these big bad guys who have this humongous castle in the sky, literally, that they attack from. There's this one cop who's part of the special unit for police officers. He's very young, though. He's 22 years old, yet he is special unit. Because let me tell you, this guy can catch and dodge bullets. So, hey, why not, right? He's also a special part of the unit because he's got Karate Robo, his motorcycle that can turn into a robot and kick butt, okay? So you got this guy who battles these other monsters, who's basically led by this one chick. She's a cyborg, and she is wearing like the most uncomfortable lingerie you can imagine. It's all steel, but it's supposed to be all steel. You know what I mean. Anyway, he's 22 years old at the time, okay, and he battles them, and then during the second hour, or the second part, it's 25 years later. And we're met up with a very different form of hero by that time. So we got two stories combined into one. So like I said, it doesn't feel like it's one movie. It actually feels like two TV shows. It's like if you were to watch, Charlie's Angels. I know Charlie's Angels had a reboot lately. If you watch the season premiere of the first Charlie's Angels back in the 70s, and then today's Charlie's Angels, that's what it felt like. He was that bizarre. The whole thing is bizarre, and that's kind of the point. They're just having fun with this action movie, but I felt bad because they had a chance. They had a real chance of making this something special. They dealt with some very serious issues, but at the same time, they had some really just bizarre things happening, okay? I want to tell you what they are. Well, I might as well. Here's some spoilers here. So if you haven't already turned me off, here are some spoilers to what's going to happen. For example, even though this looks very much like a kid's show, and that's what I thought too. The one thing that made it not a kid's show is when the girls, in order to fight, opened up their bras in some way, not revealing their breasts, but revealing these dragon/weapons. This is where their weapons come out of, their tits. So that's the Japanese for you. Now they have also there's this one time when these guys, they're in a wheelchair. They're like, okay, let's go save them. How are they gonna fly a wheelchair? Well, they're gonna light a guy's farts, and that sends the wheelchair flying. I can understand if you wanted to go really fast, but to have it flying, that's a little bit stretch of the imagination. They knew it. They addressed it. It's Japanese. So you got the normal karate. You got all the fighting. You got the usual things. Done, I have to say, semi-poorly. Totally choreographed. Way too obvious. And the storyline just kind of got confused, because basically you got these people coming down. They want to steal the prime ministers so they can steal their DNA and form this robot. But it takes them like 25 years of constantly doing this, to capture people. You would think after the first episode they would be ready to do it right then and there, but nope. It takes them another 25 years. They still don't do it. To be honest, all of this is really explained. You know, all this is pretty well known. They had some really, out there moments. Very little fan service. You know, girls in bikinis, and that's about it. But nothing special and nothing to write home about. Ultimately, Karate Robo, I gotta be honest with you, I tried to like this. I really wanted to like this, but this movie goes too far and it's just not really likable or very comfortable. So I give this movie a pass. If you ever see it on Netflix, just go past it, find something else. It's pretty safe, with the exception of the fact that a lot of things are jumping out of people's privates. It's actually, and it's very violent. In terms of kids, nah, definitely not for kids. If anything, they might get bored with it, trying to understand, like, why can't we see more of the robot, and stuff like that. So watch it first if you think your kids might like it, but in the meantime, I do give it a pass. I say it's unworthy, unfortunately. I really like stuff that comes out of Japan. I accept the weirdness and bizarre characters that they love to throw in, and the funny situations and the unrealistic fights and stuff like that. But this one, I don't know. It just was too crazy. It was too crazy. In the meantime, guys, that's it for me right now. I'm off, and I'm hoping to catch up at the theater. See you there.